Good afternoon, Speed Gaming. Welcome to A Link to the Past Randomizer League Playoffs. Second round, we have Clown Parade versus Pug Trio, Dracarys versus Andy. My name is Tracy, and with me today is the one, the only, Koi. How are you doing, Koi?
Pretty sure there's more of me, actually.
But how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm fine. This version, anyway. It's fine.
And our settings are in all dungeons key sanity. How you feel about that?
That is a great way to make the seed last longer. Alright, cool. All dungeons and key sanity.
Yeah, but gonna see. So yeah, we're gonna see all the dungeons. We're gonna see Aga 1. We're gonna see keys all over the place. Should be interesting on two very good players here, Andy and Dracarys. Clown Parade does have a 1-0 lead in the series, so Andy's gonna be looking to tie that up.
Yeah, we actually had a lot of this during shoot, what tournament was it where everybody got to choose their own game modes?
Yeah, it was a 2019, I think, fall 2019.
Fall 2019 tournament, and throughout the entire tournament, like the most commonly picked modes were all dungeons and key sanity, with like some inverted here and some swordless there and some expert here and there. But the reason everybody picked in key sanity all dungeon is because it's the great equalizer. No matter what you do, no matter how you route, you cannot luck your way through a seed like this. So execution becomes vital. And very often the player who hit the stronger execution wins because neither of them are going to have a good route.
Okay, Andy's starting in Link's house getting a bottle, and Dracarys starting out at the sanctuary getting 20 rupees. Looks like Andy's going to continue on to at least the uncle. Yeah, one of the things that I find interesting when you do pair all dungeons with key sanity is now the maps are pretty meaningless. You know you have to do all the dungeons anyway. You just got to keep track of when you can actually go into Ganon's tower, because pendant progression can be in Ganon's tower.
Yeah, it's unlikely we'll see many map checks. Because like the really important things to learn from a very unfortunate bomb location drop for Dracarys. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, he could get it from the. I thought he wouldn't be able to get it from the other side. Anyway, the important things to know are where's the green pendant, because that's an extra item location, and where are the red crystals, because that's an extra 2 item locations.
Yep.
But we learned that information from NPCs anyway, so it's really not a big deal to do a map check. If you can full clear a dungeon, you just go do it.
Oh, that is a nice bush crab, getting those 4 bomb drops. We'll be able to, anytime you want, the early part of the game when you actually really need those bombs. Those bush crabs are in very good places for you to grab them, so not got to worry about bombs too much today.
Bottles. That's
2 bottles.
Because like the only thing Andy got from doing the Uncle Start was bombs and a bottle. And guess what Dracarys has?
Bombs in a bottle.
So, not like a huge time loss or anything, but just Andy will eventually have to walk back to the front of the castle, and it will be a little faster for Dracarys.
And a key. Well, we have to kill Aga anyway, so who knows what that key is from. Might do Aga 1 earlier to make sure you get that key. You could do. Ideally, you want to do Aga 1 last. You can just go right from there into the Ganon fight. But this may not be possible depending on what that key is for.
Kind of weird that Andy checked Lumberjack at all. Like, it made a little more sense for Dracarys to do it since like going north there got him access to like an extra. To the bush crab and like an extra tree pole and everything.
Yep.
But Andy already had bombs, like he didn't need to go up there.
Yeah, I agree. But I guess he wanted the knowledge. So
yeah, the thing is, like, you're always gonna kill Aga. So unless Aga is the last thing you do care about what's on Lumberjack for sure. The weird thing though is it is common for Agata to be the last thing you do.
Yeah, like I said, ideally it's the last thing you do. It doesn't always work out that way though. Already getting a pod key. And the mostly useless Misery Mire key, and our big key. Hey, well, won't be searching for the Ganon's Tower big key. That's a good feeling.
Definitely a nice pickup there. If we're lucky, we get to Gomo GT. It's not always possible though. Like often in All Dungeons Key Sanity, your Go mode is going to be like access to Aga Tower or to a pendant dungeon, and you have to search in GT for that last piece of the puzzle.
Exactly. Oh, and Dracarys gonna farm up enough rupees to go ahead and hit up the bottle vendor. It now has exactly 100, so exactly enough.
Landed out perfectly.
And it's a good thing he did, because flippers are definitely going to be needed, since we will definitely be doing swamps, since it is all dungeons.
I'm a little surprised that neither of them opened with Houlihan for exactly this situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the keys grouped into the regular item pool, you're not as guaranteed to get those nice rupee pickups, so it's a little harder to make sure you have enough money to pay off that bottle vendor.
Dracarys does find the gloves, though, right after, so he will luckily be able to do a Houlihan later if he needs to.
Sick kid just holding a compass. Compass is not very useful in Key Sanity in general. I mean, it isn't a bad thing to have that little HUD that tells you the items that you've checked, but definitely not something you need. And early cape.
Early cape means early access to a chest in Aga Tower. That's so gross, though.
It really is.
It's 100% of logic for Dracarys right now with his current equipment set to go to Aga Tower, kill the 2 ball and chain guards with bombs, kill the stabby guards with bombs, and open that one chest.
That sounds horrible, but you're right. It is.
He's not going to do it.
No.
This time. I mean, I'm sure he'll wait for a better...
Yeah, there's a lot more better places to go look for your items right now.
What are the over-the-shoulder stabby guards actually called?
Guards?
Do they have like real names?
Yeah, I don't know. My link to the past names are not. I'm not great at my link to the past names.
The fast blue boys.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you don't even see them in very many places. Are they even outside of Aga Tower? They're mostly in Aga Tower, aren't they?
Steve and Fred, according to chat.
There we go.
Thank you for that.
I like that answer.
Alright, Dracarys taking his glove to back of escape, looks like. Assuming this is a Houlihan. But, why would it be? Yeah, Amy, however, going South Shore.
Yeah, I like the choice to immediately check the back of escape. Means that when you later do the front of escape, you'll have a better idea whether you need to dark cross or not. Because if we don't see... Of course, the key is irrelevant now, but the map situation, obviously, ideally, you want that map to be on dark cross, and then you don't ever have to go there.
The maps are also
in the item shelf. God, I'm thinking regular non-key sanity. Like now, it just doesn't matter. You're gonna have to go there regardless. So,
you always have to do it. But anyway, Dracarys though did find, however, 2 very friendly keys. Swamp Palace small key, very very important one, holds access to almost everything in Swamp Palace, and a Castle Tower key.
So now we could use those bombs to go and get 2 chests.
Yeah, he'll need a lamp for the second one to be in logic, but it is accessible.
It is doable
for him. Doing the Aga Dark Maze in the dark is never desirable. To do it without a fire rod or like a weapon of any kind, though, maybe put that one off for a second.
Unfortunately, just 5 rupees at the hobo. And he's gonna check Agina's cave. Let's see if there's anything here. It's always that bad feeling when you know that you can get to Zora and there's 4 items over there, and you go, do I want to check the 3 items, but I have nowhere near enough money for Zora itself.
Yeah, somebody do a hula-hand already.
But I can. Instead, Dracarys is going to head over to Eastern, and Andy looks like he's going to do a back of escape.
Yeah, maybe just the hospital, though. I mean, he hasn't been to South Shore yet, you know?
Okay, Green Pendant and Swamp Palace. Okay.
But the odds of getting to single dip. Ooh, nice flute. And a hammer.
And a small key
AKA
to Hera.
A weapon.
Yeah, weapons are good. Yeah, that small key to Hera is really nice too. I mean, obviously don't love to go down to the basement, but gonna probably have to go there at some point.
But yeah, like going into Eastern at this time wouldn't even be crazy, honestly. It would make a lot more sense than like in a more normal mode where keys aren't shuffled.
Yep.
It's very unlikely to be able to single dip Eastern when 4 of the 6 checks are Sphere 1 and the other 2 are Sphere I have no idea.
Yep. But we see Dracarys is gonna go ahead and at least activate that flute right away. Andy looks like he's gonna go front of escape.
Yeah, prior to finding a weapon, he has not been over to the hospital site. He does not have the hammer. The only way he has to kill things are bombs and maybe they found a bee or something. And then with the castle tower key as well, like it feels real bad to come to front of escape right now.
All right, sets up those bombs well. Gets to the first room.
Dracarys Imaginals go east from here. Check out a mini Molar Cave.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard play, but I mean it's 5 items, so it's a nice play. He has a hammer to back up his bombs, just in case he needs. Although hammers on Moldorms, just terrible way to have to kill them, but he will be able to get through.
And he's doing a good job so far, killing his guards with bombs. Haven't wasted one, at least. Dracarys getting a refill for mini Molar Cave. Nice.
Yeah, I highly approve of that. And as much of a pain as it is to do this with bombs, it's more of a pain to do this with the hammer.
Okay, Andy kills the ball and chain guard, gets his big key, gets his last check, and do we death warp? He's death warping.
He was thinking about it.
Okay, yeah. See, this is why we were thinking it was weird to come to front of escape, because with his current equipment set, while he could technically do the ball and chain guard, it would cost him all of his bombs, and I'm not even sure he would have enough to actually kill the 2 blue guards after.
Okay, Dracarys going to take that flute and go over to the Ice Rod Cave. It's a little faster to flute there. Oh, there's the hula hand play.
Hula handing is so common in Key Sanity, just because of how unlikely to... Oh, nice RNG there, Dracarys. What was I saying? It's so common to hula hand in the Key Sanity Sea with like how the rupees are now less likely to be found real early, that it's often like a normal strategy to just start your seed with a hula hand.
Yeah, I like that idea. Of course, we didn't see that here. Okay, we're gonna get a desert ledge check. Piece of heart. I didn't quite see what Andy got in Agina's cave, but Dracarys is gonna go check it out himself. I do like that play to check this if you have flute. A lot easier than when you have to walk all the way here. And shout out to Dracarys for not just going with the slow beep, but going with the really slow beep. I like that. Oh, it's just a piece of heart there, so gonna save and quit.
You see everybody like carry the bomb over their head and just stand up next to the wall there in Agina's cave to transition as fast as possible.
Mhm.
I'm glad Dracarys didn't do that. That would have been bad.
That would have been really bad.
All right, Andy, making a very treacherous walk here over to Ice Rod Cave.
Those right now with his current equipment, those crabs will one shot him. They do 2 hearts of damage on green male.
Like all you have to do is like pay attention. But if you're even slightly distracted, the crabs will take advantage of it.
They sure will. Okay, Dracarys now doing the uncle play, and then probably going to go into front of escape.
Yeah, which will be a lot more comfortable for him having a hammer already. It still remains to be seen on whether or not he'd go for the Aga Tower play. He may choose to put off doing Aga Tower because the second chest is less fun. But he may just go in there and do only the first chest as well.
And we do, yeah, hammer is definitely better than nothing, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Not the ideal weapon because that weird hammer hitbox. Andy's gonna get his stuff, his hammer and his flute over at Sarasala. Find out the green pendant as well.
I don't see Andy like coming immediately back to Castle Tower though.
Yeah, he might head straight into Eastern.
Yeah, it looks like that is doing. That's what he's doing, just going into Eastern. Like it was easier for Dracarys because he had like the other Hyrule Castle checks still for him to come here. But Andy already having done those, it's just Castle Tower and the second chest, even with the hammer. In the dark, no.
Yeah, hammer's not the best weapon. Hammer's not the best
doable.
weapon for
And if
dark
anybody
mode.
can do it, it's these guys, right?
Oh
But,
yeah, for sure.
Like
Doesn't mean they want to.
it's hard to kill those guards in the narrow hallway in the light with a sword.
Yeah.
To do it in the dark with a hammer, no. But these will be new checks here from Andy. The first 3 checks are always in Logic Sphere 1, and the 4th check is the Vanilla Big Key chest, which would be locked behind the lamp, but not a very difficult dark room.
Yeah, that dark room you just do.
Dracarys leaves the Green Guard alive, so he can get murdered.
Let's see if he heads over to Dark Cross.
Did you know that when a Green Guard kills you, he gets promoted to Blue Guard?
Oh, no wonder that Green Guard hangs out there. He knows he's going to do that Death Warp thing. He'll always get promoted.
Dracarys was doing that guy a favor. So in your next seed, the Blue Guard may be the one that Dracarys just got promoted.
Okay, found the stairs okay. Only saw him use that hammer once. There it is again. Okay, found the stairs again. Okay, Andy is about to picks up rupees.
So yeah, it does look like Eastern's not the answer. That was all the in logic checks, but he has one more check that he can reach through a little bit of sequence breaking.
This is one of the easiest dark rooms in the game, so no surprise he's going to do it.
Drax having a little trouble finding this chest.
Yeah, this chest is not the easiest thing to find, especially with just the hammer to guide you.
I know I do it like mostly by feel.
Yep.
Like I know how long to hold the directions, or my brain does anyway. Dracarys very close to death here. Ah, unfortunately, taking a death before finding the chest. And Andy's sequence works its way to the big key of Desert Palace.
Okay, well, good
That's
to have.
yeah. I mean,
Can't really use it right now, but you know.
yeah, it doesn't do much for us at the moment, but like, there's no guarantee that it would have been a easy decision to go to Eastern again before
Oh, for
Desert.
sure.
So maybe it makes a difference here.
Oh, we are getting the Castle Tower play from Dracarys.
Yeah, with the hammer,
Gonna get the first one.
this is a lot more feasible.
Oh, for sure. We'll see if he stops at the first chest or if he just tries his luck in the dark after this. And what we say, was it Steve and Fred that we named these guys?
Yeah, Steve and Fred.
Well, that's a nice find, a mirror. And
Looks like
maybe
Dracarys is gonna go on. He's gonna attempt it.
Yeah, I mean, if you make it, great. If you don't, I mean, you lose a little bit of time, but I mean, he's only got 2 hearts. It's probably not going to take that long for him to either make it or not make it here.
Oh, one of the guards found. He got the chest. Nice.
For a big key to Skullwoods, which opens up 1 item. But hey, it is 1 item.
Okay, is anyone at all surprised at how easily Dracarys did the second Castle Tower chest, but failed miserably at Darkross?
It's pretty funny.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man.
Yeah.
Alright, but that mirror does unlock a lot of new stuff here for Dracarys. He'll be able to head up to Tower of Hera and the surrounding checks, as well as crossing the bridge with his hammer to get to East Death Mountain.
Okay, looks like Andy's going to take a stab over at the Dark Cross area as well.
And he will almost certainly go into Castle Tower after this and get that mirror.
Okay, was that a piece of heart there in Spectacle Rock Cave? I didn't quite see. There's one on it.
I don't know what it was. It registered as not progression.
Yeah.
My brain.
I saw red. Oh, that's a nice bunny sprite.
Yeah, it's pretty darn cute.
Might as well grab that piece of heart right in the mirror portal.
Did Andy get the chest?
I did not.
It's hard to tell without game audio.
Yeah, because
we don't know the content, so like it might have been like arrows or something, and then we wouldn't see anything.
Yeah, there are certain items that you can't see if they picked up in the dark.
He has the red boom. There you go. That must have been it, right?
The red boomerang is one of those ones that doesn't show up, is it? Okay, sure.
Oh, no, I have no idea. I just noticed he has a red boom and Dracarys doesn't. Chat says he did get the red boomerang from the Dark Cross chest. Okay, cool.
Yeah, unfortunately not a whole lot. Only the 2 checks we can do in Hera right now. And there's a big key on the floating island.
Andy also going after the second Castle Tower chest.
Yeah, getting that all-important Skullwoods big key to open 1 other item. Skullwoods being one of those dungeons that you don't need the big key to get to the boss.
Boomerang proving relatively useful here for Andy. He just needs to get to this chest before one of the guards wake up. Okay, he got it.
Oh, that's a good one. The big key to Thieves Town over on Dracarys' side.
Okay, so we're 22 minutes in. Andy has the big key to Desert out of logic that Dracarys doesn't have, and Dracarys has the flippers from Bottle Merchant that Andy doesn't have, and otherwise we're all pretty much even. Hasn't been too much divergence.
Well, there's some mitts there for Dracarys, though. And a pod small key. Now, logically, for pod, you need all 6, but I do believe you can break around at least 2 of them if you can hammer jump and if you go over using the right side and never open that first door.
Right. Yeah, 4 is the minimum to full clear with sequence breaking. Dracarys don't die in Paradox.
And there's an ether medallion, which we might need. And that's about it.
So flute emits mirror. Wonder what that does.
And no moon pearl to be found. Yeah, this is where I'd be going to.
The mire area.
Yeah, we could. That moon pearl on checkerboard. This is not a fun place to be a bunny. Those murder dactyls will get you very quickly. Yeah, and I like what Dracarys does here. He goes ahead and mirrors, and he can go right back in. I was going to check desert first, but he could go right back into that mirror portal and then kind of reset everything.
So this is where the big heated desert may make a difference here. When Andy gets here, he will have the big heated desert that Dracarys is missing right now.
Yep. Okay, just rupees on the torch, so we don't have to worry about that. And big key to Eastern.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe the
swap.
Maybe the big chest in Eastern will be even more impactful than the big key in Desert.
It could be. Oh,
so that's really awkward. So Dracarys is going to have to come back to Desert with his big key, presumably. Whereas Andy was going to have to go back to Eastern with his big key, presumably.
You know, we are getting some Super Bunny action over on Dracarys' side. Maybe you can explain how this one works.
I mean, I know how to do it. I can't explain why it works, though.
Well, okay. Explain how to do
essentially, he enters the underworld on the same frame that he uses the mirror.
Gotcha.
Oh, Andy taking a death on top of the mountain. No! Well, that's not good. He has no choice. He just has to climb back up. That's very unfortunate.
And unfortunately, just a compass in Checkerboard Cave, and we just don't care about compasses enough to go pick those up.
Dead rocks are mean.
Dead rocks are horrible.
Okay, so this big key to Eastern was the only thing Dracarys found. So this is the only place that he can go. I think we still haven't seen like the main flipper checks, right?
No, we haven't seen any flipper checks. I think mainly, well, Andy doesn't have them yet, and Dracarys has no money. So, I mean, he could go and check three of those checks. I guess we saw Hobo. We could check 3 of the ones in the Zora area, but of course can't check Zora itself, and it really sucks to go over there without money for Zora. And there's the other 3 and complete orphan Zora.
Yeah, I believe Dracarys hasn't done a Houlihan yet, but that alone isn't going to be enough. We may see him dip into the rupee room here in Eastern.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea. Get some more money there.
But with flute and gloves, like he can just go to the 50 rupee cave pretty fast.
Yep.
If he needs to farm money. But farming money, of course, is always slower than just finding money.
Yep.
Alright, Andy not dying to dead rocks this time, able to head into Spiral Cave, where he will hopefully not die to mini molars. Yeah, there you go. Hammer him. Right in the face.
Yeah, hammer mini moldorms is not a fun thing either.
It's okay. Moldorms don't have feelings, you guys. They're like fish.
Yeah, right now we're seeing a lot of the same things we've already seen, but we will see a new check on Dracarys' side once he gets to that big chest.
Yeah, and we'll see a new check on Andy's side once he gets to the desert big chest. And potentially the desert boss if there's a fire source to be found. Did Andy just die on Paradox again? Oh
I
my
think
god.
he died
Oh
before
my god.
Yeah, he died before he got there, I think. That's rough.
Jumped onto the tech type. Alright, here's
Ugh.
the new check for Dracarys. It is some
Money.
rupees. Alright, so it looks like the flipper area is our answer.
Yeah, Paradox being 7 checks, you really don't want to leave this behind.
Well, he has very little choice. Like, he doesn't even have the flippers, so he doesn't
No,
even know
that's
about
right,
the
'cause-
flipper area. So, like,
That's
Andy's
true.
choices right now are go back to the bottle merchant and get 7 items in Paradox Cave.
Yeah. Now, he had the money when he went over to activate the flute. That might have been a good time to get that bottle merchant.
Yeah, I'm
but,
not sure
you know, it's not.
why he didn't do it then.
It's just not something he might not have thought of it. I mean, usually you just do the bottle merchant when you're there the first time.
Yeah, it's pretty uncommon to just not have money for it. Dracarys gets his big key to desert.
And let's see if he heads back over to desert.
Oh yeah, I guess that's also a possibility. That's the answer, rather than the flip area. Looks like he's gonna do a houlihan though.
Yeah, I like the idea of getting those flippers checks in first, just in case they give you that fire source that would allow you to finish desert.
Oh yeah, the desert big keys add a lot of, so that's not the answer.
Well, maybe we'll see a lamp in
It's so hard to
area.
think about that chest as not being in logic, because like you just always do the dark room.
Yep.
Like there isn't a world where you just like, I'm not gonna do this dark room today. Oh, Dracarys hasn't done all the man.
No. Okay, let's see where Andy is fluting to. He's gonna do Meyer Desert area as well.
Yeah, we'll see that big chest at least out of Andy. He needs a fire source to go to Lamo, but you know, maybe it's in the big chest. Oh my god, Andy. Was this your plan? Was that your plan? Come on.
It's an interesting mirror spot there. Fortunately, he's just able to stand there, let his iframes run out, and then get back into the dark world.
Dracarys looks like he finally did make it through the night.
Yeah, the hammer's not the ideal item to use to get through the dark room, so very nicely done. Looks like Andy also gonna Super Bunny. I'm going to see both of them in desert at the same time, I think.
Oh, we're stealing the key. He's stealing the key.
Stealing the key. Okay.
I don't like this at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the problem with stealing the key, you guys. It's all dungeons, and all dungeons means that you need to kill the bosses.
Yes.
You don't have to full clear the dungeons, you just gotta kill the bosses. So there is a world where the small key to Desert Palace is just really out of the way, right? And by stealing the key, you are adding an extra hard requirement to killing the boss.
Yeah, I totally agree. This is.
I mean, it's probably gonna be fine. Like it's likely they just find the small key on the way or something, and then they just go kill the boss as soon as they can. But it's a dangerous play, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like this play in a key sanity situation, and specifically all dungeons key sanity situation. If this were, you know, regular open and this were a pendant dungeon, then, you know, you might as well, you know, get those extra checks in, because hopefully you never have to kill land moles. Okay.
So that he death warped there because he plans to save scum. I think Dracarys might do the same thing. I don't remember if he saved and quit. I still like it though.
I like it better with the save scum, but yeah, it's still dangerous.
Yeah, do whatever.
You don't. Yeah, this. I'm sorry, Skullwoods. You can get through without any keys, if I'm not mistaken, because it's got enough pot keys and enough doors that are completely useless. It's nice to have one for routing purposes, but.
All right, so it looks like Dracarys isn't save scumming. So Dracarys will 100% have to find the Desert Prowler's small key before he can kill Lambo.
Looks like he's gonna farm the Zora money now.
Now keep in mind, guys, it's likely they just find the small key on the way, and it's not a big deal at all. The issue is when it does punish you, it punishes you hard.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. Yeah, Andy having gotten a save in will probably reset here.
Yeah, Skullwood's small key not very valuable.
No, and they already have one, if I'm not mistaken. This is actually their second one. Like, Skullwoods has, like, if I'm not mistaken, it's 3 small keys in chests. So
Andy does reset his console there. So Andy does return that small key that he had stolen. And we'll be able to just kill the boss as soon as he gets a fire source.
Okay, now we're going to get to the Zora area. See what we've been missing. Andy without the flippers, we might see him eventually do this with a fake flipper, but he won't be able to do this check right here and get a fire rod out of it. And a moon pearl. So he really needs to get back to that get back to that bottle merchant.
Yeah, Moon Pearl is our Dark World access. We now have access to so many more things. It was a very bottlenecky Light World, huh?
Yeah, it really was.
Well, I guess it wasn't as bottlenecky if they just went to the Zora area sooner.
That's true.
But with the rupee situation, like it does make sense that they put it off.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you got to remember, you know, the rupees are not part of the logic. You know, the game assumes that you can farm whatever rupees you need. Just a piece of heart from Zora itself.
Now, the flippers, of course, are on the bottle merchant. Andy did not have enough money when he was in Kakariko, and chose not to buy it. Maybe forgot, maybe planning to save the money for Zora check or something. When he was in Kakariko activating his flute. Well, there are some rupees in the East Palace big chest, but yeah, that's a pretty costly double dip just for that big chest.
See where Andy heads now.
Looks like he's farming rupees.
Okay, he's gonna farm those rupees. Unfortunately,
yeah, this is for the big flipper.
Yeah, which
isn't gonna help him very much.
It's not gonna help him
because he can't do Waterfall Fairy.
Yeah, no one can explain why you need the Moon Pearl to fake flipper into that fairy cave, but you do need it, and it's there. So you're not gonna get it that way.
The Moon Pearl sets up the water walk because of how the game like checks for the Moon Pearl when you exit the underworld, and then it also checks for flippers when you enter deep water. And when you exit Waterfall Fairy, those things happen at the same time. And as anybody who plays this game knows, Link to the Past can't do 2 things at the same time, which sets up a water walk.
And now that we have a fire source, Dracarys is going to go ahead and get this check in in the basement of Hera over with. And this is kind of to what you're talking about. So with the fire rod, he should theoretically be able to go and finish Desert, but there's no small key for that.
Well, it's not a big concern right now because while with the big key and a fire source alone, he would be able to finish Desert. He still needs the small key logically to finish Desert.
That's true.
That's why it's not that likely to get burned by the small key steal, because the small key has to be available logically anyway. The only concern is when it does burn you, how painful
bad
it really is. It's very similar to like spending one of your small keys to get to the lava chest in TR, and then suddenly you need a fourth small key for TR to kill Trinix when you wouldn't have if you just didn't do that one check. Another place we often see people save scum keys.
Yep.
So this is funny, Andy's actually fake flippering all the way to Zora. This is way faster than walking without the flippers. But just don't get hit!
And unfortunately, with no sword, Dracarys can't just even open up the Turtle Rock area. Not that he's going to go in without a cane, without even without a sword.
That was a pretty.
Would have saved him time later.
Flipper.
Yeah. Let's see if he remembers that he didn't do the bottle merchant. That's one of those locations that you're so used to doing it early that he might not be thinking about it right now.
He has to go farm more money for it. So he does remember. He does remember Bottle Merchant. He just can't afford it.
Well, fortunately, just one farm will do it here in this location.
It's going to be pretty frustrating for Andy, I think, when he finds out what the Bottle Merchant actually has.
Okay, we're going to find out what big key is sitting here on the floating island. And he chooses to farm an extra time.
Yeah, under the assumption that if this is Dark World access, he's going to need more rupees to do stuff like chess game and dig game.
And there's the Hera big key, so Dracarys gets to go right back into the tower area. Now he can finish it.
We're going. And Andy gets his flippers. Wait a minute, I was just there! You know, now that I think about it, I think Andy picked up the extra rupees so that his rupee count could be this number exactly.
Yeah, it may very well be.
It had nothing to do with chess game and dig game. I'm mistaken. That is not a speed gaming appropriate meme, you guys.
Alright, Andy gets his fire rod and his moon pearl. Now, he could go finish Desert right now if he wanted to. We'll see what he chooses to do. But it looks like he's just going to head into the Dark World over from Kakariko. He can mostly clear... Oh, and the bow in Hera. That's nice.
Oh, Dracarys going for the swordless bomb dome. He gets it. It's easy. It's a very dangerous thing to do. So, like, I feel like with a sword, it's really easy to line up on the edge of the bit. But, like, you know, maneuvering one pixel at a time without a sword is trickier. And if you make a mistake, you fall all the way down.
Yeah,
so
it's you only have. There's only 2 pixels in the Y direction that work there. You get a little. If you have the boots, you can do a bomb jump that lets you gives you an extra 4 pixels leeway.
Very cool that Dracarys was comfortable enough with that to take that risk.
Alright, Moldorm is down, and we have a dungeon cleared, and what kind of... We have 10 arrows, and it's a crystal, which doesn't matter as much in all dungeons, but hey, you know, you're closer to Ganon's tower.
Yeah, we need all the things.
We need all the things. Now, Andy could go into Thieves Town and clear 7 out of 8 8 of the items. I was gonna do the bow game. Actually, he's really good at this. This is actually really fun to watch when he does it.
Oh, is he gonna do the 5 targets? Or 5 shots in 1 target? Yeah.
Oh, he missed!
I
Damn
missed!
it! No, he missed twice after I hyped it up. Handy. There you go. That's how it's done.
You know how many rupees he gets from doing that, right?
Was it a couple hundred, I think, or is it 100? I forget.
No, I mean how many extra rupees he gets for doing the very, very difficult 5 shots in 1 target versus the very, very easy 5 shots in 5 targets.
Yeah, I don't know. None, right? And 10 bucks.
35. He gets
Oh, you
35 extra rupees.
You
It is
get
it's also faster. Like it's actually way faster to do it that way. So he saves time as well.
All I know is when I played this game as a kid, I tried to do that, and it took me like hours, maybe not hours, but it took me a long time to get it. And I was expecting like a piece of heart as my reward, and didn't get anything. So
It is really not easy to do that strategy. It's just most people, I think, would consider that not worth their time to learn. With how rare it is to even do the archery game.
okay, our first look at Hype Cave, a map, heart container, another map, a key to valuable key, pod key. So Hype Cave had a pod key. That was our highlight there, and a bottle over in Hammer Pegs, but it's a bottle with blue. It's definitely an if you're gonna pick up a bottle, that's the one you want. Definitely the most valuable. Oh, and we've already got 5 pod small keys. No pod big key, but that might incentivize Dracarys to go over there.
It's pretty annoying, though, honestly. Like if I hit bottlenecked enough, I go there with like 2 or 3 keys. But when you have enough to full clear it, you just don't have the big key. It's like, oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Just give me the marker. Give it to me. Give it to me now.
In the meantime, he also picks up a big key to Swamp Palace. Well, one of them picked up the Swamp big key, and the other one picked up the Ice big key. Now, the Swamp Palace big key, not needed in logic or in reality, whereas the Ice Palace big key logically is needed, but is not actually needed between Icebreaker and Bomb Jumps and all sorts of other things.
Yeah, I think
Really
functionally
just
for our runners, those are identical big keys. They each
Yeah,
just unlock
exactly.
a single item location.
Okay, Dracarys can check the pyramid here first.
I think it's definitely worth keeping in mind, though, that the Ice Palace big key, along with our Flipper's Mid's Fire Rod, Ice Palace is full clearable.
Nice. Not exactly the ideal setup with no sword.
Yeah, it's not logically full clearable, but a lot of it is in logic for sure.
Looks like we're gonna
we
get
do have to find, I think, either 1 key and Samaria or both small keys to make it logically full clearable.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you're gonna drag that purple chest over to Hype Cave, it looks like. Dracarys is gonna go ahead and check out Catfish.
Yeah, all dungeons key sanity, definitely a lot more about having efficient checks, doing things without double dipping as much as possible, and just doing things generally quickly. So these locations like Catfish and Graveyard Ledge and stuff, you won't see them as orphaned, I guess, in a key sanity all dungeons race versus like a 7-7 open. The assumption is that with this game mode, you're gonna have to do everything anyway.
Yep.
So do the things that suck when they suck slightly less.
Yeah, we did see a quick map check on Andy's side. I didn't quite get a good look at it. So just for informational purposes, what things were crystals and what things were pendants. And a map in the purple chest.
Right after you map check? How frustrating. Map check again. We need to know. Yep, he did.
Abandoned Turtle Rock.
I didn't see her.
Which means that ice rod could be in Ganon's tower, and that just doesn't sound like fun. Looks like Andy's gonna head into Swamp Palace.
I like this play a lot.
Fortunately, no hook shot, but he can at least do quite a few checks without the hook shot.
Yeah, and you have the small key and the big key.
Yeah.
So at worst, this is a double dip, and because you've already eliminated the possibility of triple dip.
And Dracarys gonna head on into Thieves Town. He'll be again. 7 out of 8 items are available. Can't get the big chest because no small key yet.
First chest has a small key, which is not a surprise. However, it is a small key for Ganon's tower.
Oh, that's a big key. That's a good big key for Dracarys, the Misery Mire big key.
Yep, definitely required.
Andy getting some rupees.
Yeah, guys, swamp without the hookshot in this situation is not the same as you might be used to it. So, like in a normal 7/7 open, swamp has 6 items, and coming into the front means you can get to all but 4 of the checks. But those last 4 checks might have 4 items, and you're just doing all of left side swamp for 2 items, right? But in Key Sanity, every single check is an item location. There are no keys, maps, or compasses guaranteed in the dungeon. Which makes the front and left side of Swamp Palace actually kind of full, you know? Lots of checks here. And having the small key and the big key already, this is going to be maximizing the value of Swamp without that hookshot. So just don't think like this is like some big gamble from Andy. This is a very normal play.
And look what he...
Oh, of course the hookshot's just in here, making it even better.
Wow. So yeah, if you waited for the hookshot, maybe not such a good idea. Let's see if he goes... Okay, is he gonna go straight to the back, you think? Or you think he'll go still to the left side first?
All dungeons Key Sandy, I think you full clear it every time.
Oh, for sure, but which do you do first?
Oh, the left side's faster if you do it first. Like, if you're gonna do everything, you always do left side first.
Still no
and now
sword.
he can do the super awesome diver bomb. Diver bomb. Whatever you call it. So what Andy's doing here is he sets the bomb down to hit that switch, but then transitions while the bomb is mid-explosion. And then, that just freezes in time until he can look at it again. And then comes over here and sets up a bomb placement for his diver down to get underneath the water. And when he returns, time starts up again and hits the switch for him, allowing him to do this about 10 to 15 seconds faster.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
So
normally...
probably a little faster since they're so low on equipment. Like, just normal things like hitting the crystal switch is slower.
Yeah, that whole sequence, when what you would normally do is you go in, you grab the key, then you go and you flood the room, and then you go back and if you have to flip the switch, so you can't go the short way. This is much better.
I think Bonta found that? I can't remember. Somebody better than me found that. But on my stream, we call it dive bombing. We call it dive bombing swamp. And he just
like
dive
that.
bomb swamp, you guys.
I like
it
that.
uses a bomb and the diver down tech.
Unfortunately, not a whole lot on the left side, but no, he doesn't have to worry about it. Meanwhile, Dracarys is going to go ahead and turn in his purple chest.
No, he didn't do back of these, right? He left?
I don't believe he went to the back.
Right, okay. So he's just waiting out for the small key.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of backtracking if you have to go back in there for that one check. We're going to see
Yeah.
Diver Down again here from Andy.
Yeah, this really isn't like super difficult. It's a little trickier than like the Samaria setup because you don't have like an easy lineup. But you know, you just learn the visual cue, and now you know you're in the right spot.
All right, we did see an ice rod there, so that is something we don't have to search out. And then just 10 arrows, not as useful. And we get to see the rare, Argus fight without a sword. So a whole lot of menuing about to happen.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This is not a swordless race, right? Like I don't remember seeing swordless.
I did not
on the,
see anything. Yeah, I saw nothing about swordless.
All right, I'm going back to the thing. Let me see. Not swordless. Alright, our settings today are just key sanity, all dungeons, randomized swords, open world state.
Oh, and Andy going for the double, getting two puffs at a time.
Yeah, saving himself a bit of time, not having to menu as often.
Yep.
And just 4 hammerheads or 4 ice rod shots or 4 fire rod shots. We'll do
And
it.
bombs.
And that is a completely full cleared green pendant dungeon.
Yep, and we can get one more check out of that green pendant.
Anytime you single dip a dungeon in key sanity, you feel real good. It doesn't even matter if you found anything there.
It's like Dracarys is also going to head into Swamp Palace, so he'll be happy he did that. Okay, looks like Andy's going to pick up that Lake Hylia Island. I think it was a key in here as well.
This was a ice big, I think.
Yep, Ice Palace big key. Is he going to head over to Ice Palace?
It's not crazy.
He is. He's going to head over to Ice. No, it's not crazy at all.
I mean, the only real concern for like doing Ice Palace is your equipment. Like, ice just is hard.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, like, it'd be nice if you had Samaria, so you can do Icebreaker instead of Ice Palace Bomb Jump. It would be nice if you had, like, a sword, so you can have, like, a not terrible time killing things.
Half magic would be good for fire rod strats, and especially in Cold Stare. Okay, looks like Andy instead is going to head over into Thieves Town. He definitely was thinking about that Ice Palace play, though.
Yeah, it's just a combination of swordless green mill, not even starting at full hearts. I imagine gave him a little bit of pause. Thieves Town, I think, surprises me, though. Like, because we're so many items from Go mode, so, like, going straight to crystals isn't as, like, necessary. And the hookshot gave him access to a bunch more checks on Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah, Dracarys has done some of those checks already, so maybe might feel a little less incentivized to go up there. Andy has not, so he might head right over there, right after Thieves Town.
Now,
One
we'll
more
see here
chest
if
in the
Andy
front.
goes to the back.
Yeah,
Well, he is.
not mirroring, so I think he's going back.
Now, Andy, of course, he can kill blind with the hammer. but he won't be able to do the big chest, which I imagine is the main reason Dracarys did not do this. Dracarys also setting up his dive bombing Swamp Palace, but gets bumped out by the Stalfos. Rude.
I feel like for this room, you want to actually kill all the enemies first, or at least the ones you can kill, because that fire snake, of course, I can't do anything about that.
If you're fast enough, you only have to worry about the fire snake. The Stalfos just can't get to you quite fast enough. But go stand on this exact perfect pixel isn't exactly something everyone can do very fast. Nice price pack here for Andy, like all the hearts. I'd be killing more crickets if I were him.
Yeah, get that hook shot out. It does a really nice job on those crickets.
Nice manual stair leg cancel there from Andy. Allows him to get through the spikes there on his first cycle without having to wait for it.
Okay, some more new checks over here. Well, at least one more we can get to. Small keys to Misery Mire. Another one of those dungeons where you just don't need the small keys in the chest, because a lot of useless doors that don't go anywhere. Plenty of pot keys to get you everywhere you need to go.
They have some like logical implications, but I don't know. Only like hardcore Keysanity players even remember all that.
Well, the only logic I know for for any of Misery Mire is that if there's a small key in the compass chest and the big key is in the cutscene chest, so, or big key is in its vanilla location.
Right. I want to say like the firelock chests logically require all three smalls if you have the big key.
Mm.
But everything changes if you don't have the big key, and that's why there's so much information to actually keep in mind. Oh, Andy running into a little trouble here. He does have a red potion though to fall back on.
It's fine. Yeah, Hammerblade not quite as easy to follow that script.
That always feels the worst. You drink the potion
bombs.
and then you finish the fight without taking damage. I didn't need to drink the potion.
And just bombed our his second pendant. Now he could, let's see, he's going to check some of these North Dark World locations, I think. He could go into Skullwoods. He can't finish it. He could check all but one location, since we don't have a sword to break the curtain, or the vines, or whatever it is there.
Drac was here earlier, but he did it... I don't think he went to the back.
I think he did.
Did he? I'm mistaken.
We get a shovel. Fancy a fetch
Maybe
quest.
Drac wasn't here earlier. I think I'm mistaken. Because he
Yeah,
doesn't have a shovel. Yeah, nobody came here. Never mind. I'm just remembering wrong. Which is worse, I didn't want to drink the potion or I didn't want to die. I think Andy definitely prefers drinking the potion on
for sure.
Dying.
The only thing worse than dying is dying and then realizing you had a potion that could have saved you.
It's just when you drink the potion and then you end up not taking any more damage for the rest of the fight, it's like, why didn't I just bet on myself? I need to have more confidence. Full clear Swamp Palace for Dracarys. To the mountain? Nope. To Pod?
I think he's gonna. He might be turning in that green pendant.
Yeah, at least on his way to pod.
Yeah, he's doing both. That's right, because he has the bow and Andy doesn't. Now, a lot of pod, of course, not in logic without a lamp, but he's got a fire rod for the most difficult rooms, so should be fine. I mean, to be fair, for most of these runners, the lamp is just a suggestion, not a requirement, unless they need it as a fire source.
Like, it's like over half of Pod's checks right now are completely in logic with his 5 keys, no lamp.
Yep. And unfortunately, Green Pendant just gives us 10 arrows.
So like in Meyer, the access to the big key of Pod changes the logical key requirements for the checks. So like a check, say, for example, Harmless Hellway, logically requires 6 small keys if you have the big key. But if you don't have the big key, or you don't have access to the big key, then that changes to 5. So we can't really be sure until Dracarys like last locations it to know whether or not the big key is available. But I think for the time being, we're just going to assume that everything in here is accessible.
Yeah, in the meantime, Andy did check ped and was just a piece of heart. Not as interesting in Key Sandy when we're going to clear all the dungeons anyway, but he knows he doesn't have to come back here.
Okay, the one nice thing about having 5 keys instead of 4, even though both will let you full clear this dungeon, is opening that center door.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of gives you the choice between opening that center door and doing the bomb jump, or the other way around. And I think most runners are going to just do that bomb jump and have that center door open, not have to worry about it.
Yeah, the center door saves you a ton of time because, like, to get to the dungeon without the center door, you have to go down the bow side. And every time you go down the bow side that you didn't need to, that, after you got the checks already, it's a pretty significant cost of time. Lots of mirror warps, lots of screen transitions, lots of menuing.
Now, is the pinball room... I know in V31 we changed the pinball room so that it wasn't always a Skullwood small key, but in Key Sandy, is it always a Skullwood small key?
Was there a Skullwood small key there?
There was a Skullwood small key.
Yeah, I think it's always a Skullwood small key for Key Sandy. I don't know. I think it is for entrance for sure.
Yeah, it is for entrance.
For Key Sanity. So it's just a coincidence? Oh yeah, it's just a coincidence. What do you know?
It's just a coincidence.
That's funny then.
Looks like Andy's gonna head on over to Graveyard Ledge. I think we saw this on Dracarys' side though. Hey, look, a sword!
OMG! All right,
wow.
We now have final confirmation, everybody. This is not a swordless seed. We will have swords before the end.
Only an hour and 6 minutes in, we find our first sword.
I mean, sword's all nice and everything, but I think what Dracarys really wants right now is that Palace of Darkness big key.
That would be really nice. Would mean he could full clear this. It's gonna pick up a number of rupees. Not gonna go for all of them, but definitely picks up some. Small shield and arrows for his trouble down here in the rupee basement. And those checks are in logic with the fire rod. Now in one of the changes in V31. Another sword.
All the swords. Palace of Swords. Swords of Darkness. Something.
Okay, we're gonna see the bomb jump here to get over to the dark maze.
Yeah, he needs to do this to preserve the need for the 6 small key.
And we have a compass.
Yeah, the one unfortunate thing about coming to pod just a little too early, maybe, is the big chest. Dracarys will not be able to grab the big chest on this trip.
And the big chest is not on... Oh, red mail's kind of nice. The big chest not exactly on path to the back of the dungeon, so if he wants to get that later, it's definitely an extra dip into pod.
But who's to say the pod big key is not locked behind one of those swords that he found?
Could be. Might see it on a tablet. He has a book and Master Sword.
Mothula, literally everything in Mire, which we have access to.
Everything in Turtle Rock as well.
Andy did a console reset. I don't know what he did. I was paying attention to Dracarys. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible commentator. I can't watch two players at once, man. It's too hard. Too many things.
Yeah, check if Ruby was a mushroom check, and it was a save scum.
Save scum is mushroom. Okay, I see.
Just in case fake powder becomes a thing later on. And Dracarys, in his third trip into Eastern Palace, will be able to finish it this time.
No, this is his first. Or second trip.
I thought he came back in with the Eastern Palace.
Dracarys' first trip to Eastern.
Oh, yeah, okay, because he went to Desert first.
And Andy's first trip to Desert had the big key.
Right, gotcha. And it isn't logic to do this again with that fire rod. Just whatever useless item was in the big key chest, the only thing still not in logic, and I don't remember what it was anyway.
Alright, so here's the thing. See, Andy coming to Desert now with his fire source. Dracarys can't do this. This is not an option for Dracarys, because Dracarys spent the small key earlier. So, if there's anything like super awesome here for Andy, I think we could safely say that the key still hurt. But it might just be nothing, and Dracarys just comes here later and no problem kills the boss. Dracarys takes down Armos there for his third dungeon clear. Andy, of course, still has not found the bow in Tower of Hera. He appears to be putting off the mountain for as long as he can.
Yeah, it may be that he's waiting for that Hera big key, but if I recall, the Hera big key is
yeah, it's on
in
the
mountain. Yeah, so. Okay, I think we're gonna get a Skull Woods play from Dracarys now that he's got a sword and can actually go finish it off.
Yeah, this will be a single dip for him. Very nice. Always love single dipping things. And Lambo dropped a small key to Skullwood, so not impactful at all, even a little bit.
Yeah, so the only way now is
as long as the Desert Palace small is like moderately on the way.
Yeah, exactly. If that's
not his go mode item. If it's not his go mode item, then it didn't hurt him. He's fine.
Right.
What would be super fun though is if the small key to Desert keeps him from going to GT. And Andy like full clears GT looking for something else entirely, and then Dracarys finds that thing Andy's looking for while he's looking for the key to Desert. That's a world that exists.
It could happen.
It's not going to happen though, you guys. It's going to be okay.
No, probably
the Desert Small will not be impactful at all.
Okay, Andy checking Dark Death Mountain, so he'll get that Hera big key and probably go ahead and follow that right into Tower of Hera.
Oh, Desert Small was the mushroom. Okay. Yeah, he'll probably turn that in pretty quick then. He may not, he may just not even think about it. I mean, we've all done that, get distracted. Say Mothula drops Cane of Samaria. Chat asks, is Andy behind?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I hate
I mean,
to.
I would say there probably more things have happened this seed that cost time for Andy than
Yeah.
for Dracarys.
Yeah, I
But
think that's a fair
it's all
statement.
Dungeons Key Sanity. Like Andy's like 2 deaths on East Death Mountain, and having to walk all the way back was definitely a lot of time. Dracarys got to the Dark World sooner, but since then they've had very different routes. And oh, a nice sword in Hookshot Cave. They've had very different routes, and it's pretty much impossible for us to tell who's actually winning.
And it's a little early to make any kind of real declaration to that. But yeah, no. So it looks like we're gonna end up. Well, Andy will almost certainly run into those swords in Pod, so he'll probably end up on Tempered Sword. Dracarys probably checks Hookshot Cave. It might be longer for him just because he's already done most of the rest of the Death Mountain.
Yeah, what does he even have left on the mountain other than Hookshot Cave? Just Turtle Rock?
Yeah,
Maybe
and
Spike Cave?
Spike Cave, I think. Ether Tab. I don't think he checked Ether Tab. I don't recall him having the book up here.
Nice moth fight for Dracarys. Takes down the bug, gets his 5 rupees, and a crystal. Alright, let's say for the moment that Dracarys is in the lead. He does have 4 dungeons done. Andy only has 3. It's just they're different dungeons and they're not comparable. That's all.
Yeah, it looks like Andy's gonna Hera pot to the top of Hera. This is a situation where I really like this.
Well, he has the big key, so
yeah, he's got the big key. Yeah, exactly.
The little bit of time save that you get from Hera potting.
Yeah, the time I don't like the Hera pot is when you're gonna break past the big key and possibly something in the big chest.
No,
not a problem
that's
here.
when Hera potting is like interesting.
Interesting, perhaps.
Like in this situation, it's like, oh, look, Andy's just doing something.
Just
that's
doing
it.
So,
you know, it's no big deal.
Yeah, that's fair.
But when somebody does it and they're skipping a location because of it's like, oh, what a gamble, what a play. Unfortunately, it's not really an option because the Hera big key was just right there.
Yep.
Dracarys gets his Desert Palace small key. He needs that. He's very happy to see that.
Looks like he's gonna head right over there.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive Andy did not do Hera basement.
He did not.
He's going back for it now. Okay.
Now, in terms of items, we're actually getting really close. I'm like looking at these trackers. I see just the red cane. It's the only thing we're missing. Key-wise.
Key-wise is a little different.
A little different.
We need the big key and at least one more small key for TR. We need the big key for Pod.
Pod's the big key.
Oh, hey, that's it. We're actually, it's not bad at all for.
No, all dungeons.
You're only like 4 things to go. That's awesome.
All dungeons key sanity to boot. Of course.
Castle Tower key. No.
Are we? Oh, we are missing a Castle Tower key.
Forgot that one.
God.
Rip.
Oh. Still, all things considered, not too bad.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the Castle Tower key, but it always seems to either be your go mode or it's the most obvious Agate seed ever, and you get them before Dark World Access. Like, you get normal seeds, like normal 7/7 seeds, where you get like Master Sword Cape and a lamp like super early, and it's like, oh, this is obviously an X seed.
Yep.
It's way different in Key Sanity. In Key Sanity, if you get both Castle Tower keys and the Master Sword and the lamp,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, this is Key Sanity. This is an Aga seed. But if that doesn't happen, it always seems to be like second Castle Tower key, just somewhere so terrible. Hopefully that doesn't happen to our runners today.
It looks like Dracarys is going to go ahead and dip Mire. A lot of checks here.
Yeah, this is definitely a lot.
Like three small
7.
keys in this dungeon normally, so that's like an extra 5 checks, as opposed to the 2 items you get in normal open seed.
I don't know. You're asking me to do math. I can't. 3
Let's just say it's a lot.
2 plus 1 plus 2. Yeah, 8. 8 checks total, so we can do 7 of the 8. Only missing out on Ditchers without the cane.
Looks like Andy's gonna head over to Pod, so he'll get his swords. He'll be on
Yeah, this is
coming out of
also Andy coming to Pod is also very nice for Dracarys, because like while Dracarys found some swords here and it was awesome, he did not find the big key, and is going to have to double dip the dungeon. So if Andy also has to double dip the dungeon, then they kind of even up in that way.
Andy also picking up his 10 arrows from Sarasala, because, you know, green pendant turning. And routing in Mire and Key Sanity, very different. Usually you go check the bridge chest and the spike room chest first, but here we see Dracarys going straight over towards the compass room.
Left side first.
And there's that last Pod small key,
which does nothing. But yeah, you come over to the left side first, and then you'll be able to go to the big chest, the chest behind the big chest, and then the spike chest. And then on your way to the boss, you hookshot over to the bridge. Oh, he won't be going to the boss, but just go to the bridge.
Unless, of course, Canis Samaria is in here. We
Yeah,
saw us.
I think just in case you start walking to the boss, and then you do the hookshot across, just in case. So
Andy getting his Master Sword.
A big aspect of Key Sanity is, while you don't want to double dip, like you shouldn't like go out of your way to double dip things. And every time you don't double dip, it feels like you saved a ton of time. You can't always avoid it. So being willing to double dip when it's like 7 out of 8 items for Mire, very, very strong play here. Similar to like when they went to Swamp earlier, which they both did, like without putting it on the back burner for very long at all.
Yeah, the more interesting one is that Thieves Town big chest. I like that Andy went ahead and did it. But man, if there's something in that big chest, that's gonna hurt. Hey, Ganon's Tower Compass. There's something we need.
Two more checks here for Dracarys. Going after the spike chest.
Oh my god! Okay, so we had a hookshot.
Now he heads to Vitreous and he can hookshot across without fear.
So we had a hookshot in Swamp Palace, and we had Canis Samaria in Mire. Don't see that every day.
Hookshot over to the bridge chest. Whee! Awesome map, giving us logical access to the Desert Palace Crystal. That's not a joke. That's actually real. That's a real thing that the developers put into the game.
One of those things that doesn't really matter, but yeah. I've heard said that that you do need to find the map before the drop of the
Yeah,
crystal or pendant.
both the map and the compass are logically accessible before the dungeon prize, the map or the pendant or crystal, but not the actual boss's drop.
Yep.
So like Helmasaur can drop the map to Pod, giving you logical access to the crystal that falls immediately after it. It's very silly. Dracarys doing a really great job in this Dark game so far.
Yeah, gotten past the hard part. Andy picking up his tempered sword.
Temper! Nice select buffer hammering up there for Andy. Gets a crossover. Dracarys going for cape strats.
Yep, this is kind of slow, but the nice thing is, again, we talked about Link to the Past, not being able to do two things at once, so the magic drain while he's swinging his sword just slows down immensely.
Yeah, the more eyes you're slashing, the slower your magic drains.
It was also nice because every time the big eyeball takes himself out of the goo for a second, you actually do get to put a little damage on him.
The arrow counts down.
Just a Ganon's Tower small key.
I've died to Vitreous because of stuff like that before. Like, I start phase 2 of Vitreous, and I think I have 8 arrows, but I only have 5, and then Vitreous, like, bounces right into my face and kills me. Like, why'd my bow stop working? So, Ice Palace, right? Like, where else is he gonna go?
Yeah, sure.
Dracarys says, not the mountain, apparently.
I mean, to be fair, he could go to Hookshot Cave and get himself a tempered sword. But nope, he's gonna go to Ice.
Oh, I see. Okay. Alright, so here's what happened, you guys. Dracarys really wanted to lose sword beams, so he went up to the mountain to get hit by a boulder real quick.
What better way?
I'm not sure why he didn't want sword beams, but, like, that makes more sense than him just accidentally floating to one.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never accidentally flew to something.
I'm sure he just missed an input. He meant to hit tap right once and missed it.
And of course, with that Canis and Mario, now we'll get to see some diver down strats. Which is
the other one.
especially
The other
Typhon.
one's right
Yeah, Icebreaker.
There you go.
Even better. This Ice Palace, so much better with the Icebreaker. Makes go moding faster, but makes full clearing even faster than regular.
Oh, that's where the
that was
was.
pod big key.
So yeah, that double dip a pod, not necessary. You just had to come here with, no equipment.
Pretty much.
And then you get to single dip pod. I'm not sure which is worse, honestly.
Now he's gonna go hit the switch. Now I don't think anybody's for go mode. Yeah, you always hit the switch for sure. But I actually think for full clearing, you're a little better off not hitting the switch if you're planning on going into the iced tea room anyway, not having to go down.
It's different. So the like in a 7/7 open seed, if you're full clearing, there's only 3 items in the dungeon, right?
Right.
So you still want to hit the switch even in a full clear, in case the 3 items are really, really fast, and that saves you from having to go to iced tea to get the big key or something.
Yes.
So in Key Sanity, we can have all the keys before coming to the dungeon, and then hitting the switch doesn't save you very much time at all. It's just like a screen transition. But Dracarys doesn't have any small keys for the dungeon,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
we need to hit the switch anyway. Because if he didn't hit the switch, I don't think he would have enough small keys to get past the big
Yeah,
keyboard.
that's a good point. Looks like Andy is going to go ahead and finish up Skullwoods while he's at it. Oh, there's a map we need. Map to Hyrule Castle. One of the 2 completely useless maps in the game. Unless you're very new to the game and are prone to getting very lost.
You know, even when I was like a new player and I'd never played the game before, I did not find the maps very helpful.
Oh, it looks like Dracarys is not going to check Iced Tea.
What a gamer.
Looking at his loadout, he does still need... can you do Turtle Rock with 2 small keys? He's only got
No,
2. I know you can do it with 3. He should
needs
need
3.
1 more. Yeah, he needs 1 more of those.
The thing is, the pod Vicky that he got in this dungeon gives him access to another location that has 27 chests.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
TR?
Oh, there's that Castle Tower key.
That's nice, actually. That's awesome.
That's the other one we were missing.
Oh, Andy does have an extra Turtle Rock key, though.
Yeah, he does.
According to the tracker.
Trying to remember
where did he find that?
Yeah, where's he gone that Dracarys hasn't?
Back of Thieves, maybe?
Yeah, it could be Back of Thieves.
There is a world where they're going to need all 4 small keys for TR. So the one chest that they can skip in TR and save a small key is what we call the lava chest. But another name for it is the vanilla big key chest. So if, I don't know, we have a actual vanilla big key of Turtle Rock, then they would need all 4 small keys.
Oh yeah, we don't even have the big key for Turtle Rock yet. And unfortunately, the one bad thing about, like, we can go into Ganon's Tower. We don't need the big key for Ganon's Tower, but we may have to clear that basement looking for stuff. But it is 23 items, so you know, gotta count that big chest too. Dracarys is finally gonna go ahead and do Thieves Town. Again, won't be able to full clear it, so we hope for both our runners' sakes that there is nothing in that big chest. It's important.
Now, I know we need more to logically full clear GT, but how many do we need to practically full clear GT? Is it?
You
can
would
we do
ask
it with
me.
1? We can definitely do it with 2. I'm trying to think if we can do it with 1.
Okay, so there's a big key in the
2 to full
second room, and okay, I can think of like 3 small keys that are.
Yeah, I think you have to go right side first and grab the key after compass, and then mirror over.
Yeah.
To make sure you can full clear it. I mean, at this point, it's probably not like a big concern. It's likely that there's just a vanilla GT small key somewhere.
And Andy without the cane has to do the good old-fashioned bomb jump.
Yeah, it definitely represents a little bit of a time loss here for Andy, because unless he go modes, I guess, and then it's not that big a deal. But I can't imagine he's going to go mode at this point. Like, he's still missing a few things. Like the Cane of Samaria!
Yeah, and I love how the fact that Ice Palace can be Cane of Samaria locked with a small key being on Cold Stare in the official sense, but in a big who cares sense because of the Ice Palace bomb jump. Now we don't want to go in there without the Cane of Samaria because of Icebreaker. Let's see if Andy comes back up to loop around over towards Ice Tea. Yeah, he is. And this is what I was talking about, the part that slows you down when you have the pegs the way that we have them right now.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate that they didn't have any Ice Palace keys.
Iced tea just being that an even more annoying spot now. And just rupees.
Okay, so that's really good news for Dracarys, because I'm pretty sure he was never coming back there.
No, I don't think he was coming back there. Dracarys gets to do this the normal way with the sword.
A little off script. But
This many hearts.
When you have 15
fine.
hearts, like, who cares? Dracarys cares. He does.
Oh, I think now that I think about it, I think I know where that Turtle Rock key was. I want to say it may have been in Hookshot Cave.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think. Because Dracarys has definitely not been there.
I remember a sword was there for sure.
Yeah, there was a sword there. I want to say there was a Turtle Rock small key in Hookshot Cave. Dracarys hasn't been there because when he did the rest of Dark Death Mountain, he didn't have the hookshot yet. So he's gonna go ahead and finish Pod now.
Yeah, Pod will be his seventh crystal. Yeah, he did do ice. It's just the tracker ate the input. It looks like.
Andy finding out nothing really useful in Ice Pepper.
And do you do Aga 1 before going up?
I don't think so. Well, they got both items though. Like,
oh no, yeah, you're right. They already got both chests. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was thinking if they didn't have both chests.
And by the way, it's still not in logic because we still don't have a lamp.
Oh, you know what? Dracarys hasn't done Dark Cross.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And Dark Cross is in logic with that fire rod.
Yes,
so.
it is.
I wonder how many times the Seed Dracarys has thought about, what if it's Dark Cross?
I know I would be.
Oh my god, what if it's just Dark Cross?
Oh, the lag.
Oh, I thought he was like mimic clipping, but he was just saving arrows.
Okay, Andy done with Ice Palace. Let's see where he heads to next. Thinking about it. Salute to 4. Maybe a Bombos tablet check? I don't think we've seen that.
Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, Pyramid Fairy. That's a good call.
Yeah, I'll do Pyramid Fairy and then walk over to Pod, I imagine. These are new checks. We have not seen this from Dracarys.
We have not.
And while Andy is, I think we could safely say Andy is a little behind here. If he finds like the TR big key in some overworld location that Dracarys skips in favor of GT, like Andy suddenly takes the lead. Alright, looks like he's going over to Bombos tablet. Maybe Pyramid Fairy after.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense to do it this way first. It's not a huge difference. But if he's going to go to Pod next, then I think it does make more sense just go ahead and do this right away and then go ahead and get that Pyramid Fairy, then head over to Pod from there. But just 10 arrows.
Full clearing GT is a lot of time, you guys. In a race where one player full clears and the other one go mods it, it's like 10 to 15 minute difference.
Oh, for sure. Okay, let's see if Helmasaur has anything interesting for us.
Well, no, not 10 to 15 minute difference. More like 5 to 8 minutes.
Yeah, okay. 5, yeah, that makes more sense. 15.
The whole thing takes like 10 to 15.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, the Go mode player still has to go through the combat.
You know, I wonder if Andy's trying to find that cane before heading over to Mire, but at some point he's just going to have to go over there because we know the cane is in Mire.
I wasn't paying enough attention. Did Dracarys get the big chest
No.
in pot? He
No, I
skipped
don't
it?
think
Okay.
so. He skipped it.
Alright, so Dracarys left an item behind in pod, left an item behind in ice, had no choice but to leave an item behind in Thieves Town.
Yep.
Ooh, playing a little aggressive.
Those are really nasty locations to have to come back to.
Give him a fairy 50 rupees and...
A lot of money.
Okay.
And at this point, don't really need money anymore. Okay, Andy gonna head over. No, he's just selected the hammer, so probably not.
I thought he would just
He's gonna do
walk
pod. Okay, he's gonna do pod.
the pyramid.
Yeah, is it faster to just walk over? Or is it?
I would assume it would have been faster to walk.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought,
But with like the flute animation and the screen transitions, and the
it's
mirror
probably not a
portal,
huge. It's probably not a huge difference.
I think with boots you definitely run over here.
Oh,
but
for sure.
maybe it's faster fluting if you have to walk.
Yeah, we haven't seen those boots at all.
What are boots again?
I don't know. We don't have them. Okay, Dracarys is gonna head over into Hookshot Cave, so we'll at least be able to get that last small key, or that third small key. Yeah, there it is. We'll see if he decides to go into Turtle Rock hoping to find the big key in there.
I think he forgot to check there.
Well, to be fair, a lot of times you can only check that chest because you have boots, you don't have the hook shot, but of course he doesn't have boots at all, so... Looks like Andy's gonna check the big chest.
Yeah, Andy's been playing a bit more thoroughly than Dracarys for sure. Going to Ice Tea, going to Pod Big Chest, doing Pyramid Fairy on his way to a crystal.
Okay, Dracarys gonna do GT before heading into Turtle Rock. And powder in the big chest. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, I don't believe we've seen that check.
No.
Dracarys was unable to save his mushroom, so he couldn't fake powder it, and Andy just hasn't found the cane, in order to do so. The cane.
Okay, Dracarys gonna go to the left side first. And silvers that he can't get. All sitting there pretty up on the torch.
How rude.
Now, if you find the boots later, do you grab those or you just go silverless? It depends on how far out of the way it is at the time.
Dracarys has like all the small keys. I think we gave up on tracking JT's small keys. Alright, I thought he just had one.
Oh, there's the TR big key.
That is, what's it called? Go mode!
Go mode!
God, how friendly. How friendly. It was just right in the
Right
front
there.
like that. Yeah, unfortunately, this is kind of spells the end for Andy. You don't like to call it before it's over, but Dracarys is a fair bit ahead.
Yeah, the big problem being that Andy still hasn't gone over to Misery Mire. Cadus Mar is in Misery Mire, which of course is not what you expect, because why would the dungeon item be in the dungeon you need it for? Especially being the one that it's intended for, the one it's vanilla location. That's probably where he heads after Pod, but
yeah, it's just a mark of like hoping that the Key Sanity all dungeon seed is going to be just a little bit nicer than it actually is. So this is a cool situation. You almost never get to see this. Dracarys gets to go mode TR in Key Sanity, which means he actually gets to skip things throughout the dungeon. Typically in a non-Key Sanity seed, go mode TR isn't really that much different than actual TR, but in Key Sanity it's immense.
yeah, he will have to steal a key from the Pokey. because he doesn't have the 4th Turtle Rock key. Oh, the lag.
It's interesting though that the thing to get Andy in the end is the French vanilla cane.
Yeah.
Because he got the French vanilla hook shot like sooner than Dracarys. Like he made the play. I'm going to this dungeon I can't full clear way sooner than Dracarys did. But then later in the seed, opted to do other things first, like doing Magic Bat.
Yeah, you found that powder. Makes sense to follow it up, see what you got.
Yeah, I think at this point, Andy's got to be feeling behind, and he knows that he needs an out. And going to the 7 item dungeon is not going to win in the race anymore.
And just 100 rupees.
So where is this lamp anyway?
I have no idea. I mean, what is there even left to check where this lamp would be? I mean, it could be one of those TR chests, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't be Laser
TR.
Bridge. Yeah, can't be in Laser Bridge, but it could be one of those first chests that we completely skipped, because why? Why would we not skip them? Nice use of Samaria to get that mini Helma that's always in the way in Laser Bridge.
Andy coming up the mountain. I think he might be headed to TR. Maybe we will find out where the lamp is.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, if he was going straight to TR, he'd go the other way. So I think he has something else to do here.
He can't. Yeah, he can't do TR. He doesn't have a cane.
Oh, you're right. Absolutely. My bad. Forgot.
And no boots for hovering either. So.
Yeah, I mean, while he probably could, he wouldn't.
I don't think he would. You know, not when you're looking for cane. That would make no sense.
This is the tournament playoffs. You can't just meme your way around. Oh, I see. He didn't do ether tap, but. Definitely dodging the bird.
And the one item we get in Turtle Rock is 300 rupees that we don't need. Okay, Andy finally doing the right play here, going over to Misery Mire. Now, I can't say that I blame him for putting this off. I mean...
What? The Mire?
Yeah, the Mire play. I mean, it's still Key Sandy. It's 7 items.
I blame him.
You blame him? Okay,
He did the swamp play!
Yeah, that's true. He did do the swamp play.
No, I mean, like, ever since the swamp play, like, when he got the hook shot, ever since that point, it has felt like he's always had, like, a nice place to go.
Yeah, that's true.
So, when you have nice places to go, you don't go to, you know, not so nice places. I mean, it was kind of a big deal that Dracarys went to Mire before Ice. Because he could have full cleared Ice, but he couldn't full clear Mire, right? But I think from Dracarys' point of view, like, a big factor in that decision was just equipment.
Okay, why was Dracarys going... What was he looking for there?
I don't know.
He's got
the boots. The boots, I guess.
I mean, the boots, and he can get silvers, but he certainly didn't need that key. He already had 4 small keys. You only need 1 to make it all the way up.
He didn't need that.
Sometimes I feel like I miss my silver arrows in these Mimic Room episodes than I do in Ganon. But Dracarys just very nicely gets through them very quickly. Oh, Chad made a good point. He's only got 2 arrows left, so he may be just looking up for the arrow pickup.
He had enough with the pot, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he got through it because I don't think he got arrows.
Well, he got a drop.
Okay, heading on into the gauntlet.
Liberal use of that fire rod. Burn it all down.
Definitely nice to have half magic here. Taking down Landmolus 2 very easily. Oh wait, no, he missed one.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It looked like he got the shot, but he didn't.
I thought he did. Obviously not.
I guess it was just like a super short hop.
Andy about to find that cane. And there it is. So in the end, we'll have at the end of this, we're gonna have 2 questions. Where was that lamp, and where are those boots? Because I don't think we're gonna find them at this point, unless Andy chooses to go into Turtle Rock before heading into GT.
It's not crazy.
Andy now can do his Mire in the Dark, while Dracarys about to fight Moldorm 2. Okay, so no, Dracarys did not check Laser Bridge, and no, the lamp is not on Laser Bridge. The boots could be there, but Laser Bridge would be behind a dark room, so it definitely can't be a lamp there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what other locations we haven't seen for where the lamp could be.
Yeah,
it's mostly just here.
Yeah, and Thieves Town Big Chest is the only other spot I can think of. Of course, we'd have to find the Thieves Town Small Key. Dracarys into his Aga 2 fight. Always fun when you do this before Aga 1.
Oh, right. We still have to wait for the tower.
Yep. Oh, nice triple. And conveniently, the duck's gonna drop us right off in front of, well, after a mirror. And Tempered Sword, Agate Tower, not too bad. Of course, we still don't have a lamp to do this, so this is still not logic. But doing this with a fire rod is a lot easier than doing this without anything. Since both runners showed us they could do this without a lamp to get the item, I don't foresee any difficulties here.
Especially if you have a lot of magic to work with, like all you do to light that torch is from the doorway, go down a little bit and shoot the fire rod left, and then go down a little bit, shoot the fire rod left until you get it. and then the catwalk room. Like you go up and then just move. Or sorry, you go down and then shoot it left as before.
And just like that, he's passed it.
We're just done now. No more dark rooms.
And one of the nice things about doing this last is Aga 2 does not give you the free health and magic refill, but Aga 1 does. So Dracarys will be going into the Ganon fight with full health and full magic, which is always nice. Oh, and Andy gonna go to TR before going into Ganon's... Oh no, he's just opening it up. We'll see if he actually goes in. He is gonna go in, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of locations here.
Oh, for sure.
It could just be a vanilla big key. And, like, you definitely feel better about the possibility of full clearing this without the big key than the possibility of fulling GT with everything. It's just unfortunate that GT was the answer this time.
And there it is.
Oh,
we found the... Hell yeah, we found the land.
We did it.
Meanwhile, it's always a little weird to see Zelda being put back into that crystal that we just rescued her out of. Wherever Crystal 7 was, because I never keep track of anything other than 5, 6. Did find a Quake medallion there in TR.
Oh my god, Aga. No more blue balls. Stop it. Good, Aga. Good.
And now you just fall into the hole and you're into your Ganon fight.
We did it, guys. Try setting up his 1-in-1 here. 1 cycle phase 1. And then gonna cape his way through phase 2 for another 1 cycle.
Now we are going to see, since we don't have silvers, we do want to get the torch glitch a little bit trickier with the fire rod. Uses a little bit more magic. I'm sure Dracarys is well versed in doing this though.
Did Andy do lava chest? No, right?
Let's see what his key count is here. Of course, he's in Mimic Cave. Oh, just rupees in Mimic Cave.
Yeah, Dracarys unfortunately missing his torch glitch here. I'm a little more awkward. Silverless.
Yeah, I want to say he's got a bottle of blue in here somewhere. So that should allow him to have enough. There it is. Okay, looks like Andy's gonna head over to GT now. There it is.
The pig is dead. The pig is dead.
And Dracarys finishing up with an official SRL time of 1:58.46. GG's to Dracarys. Very nicely done.
Yeah, taking a 2-game lead over Pug Trio here. If they can win their next one, they sweep this series and move on. But it's not over for Pug Trio. They can still have a chance to stay in this.
All right, joining us is Dracarys. GG's, nicely done.
Hey, GG's. Good seed.
I thought so. I don't think Andy liked it though. Unfortunately, like the main thing that went wrong for Andy was he just didn't make that dive onto Meyer early enough. But there was also some early game flubs that lost him some time.
Yeah, we talked about it in the SRL channel. We both had a pretty rough early game, apparently.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate, like how sparse the rupees were, which made you want to put off doing the flipper checks, which of course is where your moon pearl is.
And you didn't even have to spend the money there, but how would you know that ahead of time?
Yeah, so obviously I felt behind after that whole light bolt sequence, so I did stuff like early Swamp Palace, which paid off, which Andy also apparently did because of his early game.
Yep.
And yeah, I felt like after I got the swords in pod, I'm like, yeah, I want to dive Misery Mire, but I got the swords and I haven't touched Skullwoods yet, so let's do that first. And I did Skullwoods, got the Mushroom, got my Desert Small Key, which I stole earlier, so I just killed Landmo first, and then was like, yeah, before I go into Caneless Ice Palace without a single Small Key, I'd rather just double dip Mire if the Cane is not in there.
Yeah, I still love how the Icebreaker has changed Ice Palace with the used to be just a logical break to not have the cane in there potentially if Cold Stare drops a small key, and now it's like I don't want to go in there without a cane of Samaria because I want to be able to do Icebreaker.
Now I noticed, Dracarys, you got a little aggressive there at the end with your routing, like opting not to do Iced Tea. I mean, it's slow, but like if you skip it, you're never going back, right? Opting not to do the big chest and pod, which is slow, but if you skip it, you're never going back.
Yeah, at that point, I know obviously I have an execution disadvantage over against Andy, so I was like, I have to make some skips here and there, and those were like easy skips because they are chests that are not on my route in the dungeon. They take like a minute to check, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just assuming it's not there. I'm in GT mode anyway at this point, so let's just assume the rest of the stuff I need is in GT.
Yeah, which was definitely the right call. Worked out for you today. Andy did check both of those locations, though. So if that was the answer, man, you threw it all away. So I was a little worried for you. Yeah, I was a little worried for you, but it did work out in the end, and you take this win over Pug Trio and Andy.
Yeah, we were also, I guess, a little bit worried the stealing the key in Desert. Andy also stole the key, but he save scummed it, so he reset out of there. Fortunately, that small key was sitting there at the mushroom, so not a big deal.
Yeah, I was also worried about that for quite some time because I saw a small key on the Lumberjack ledge early in the game, and I'm like, yeah, if this is my Desert small key, I might have to kill Aga just to get
that's right.
Dependent from Desert.
You're right, I completely forgot about that small key. Maybe that was the Thieves Town small key that we never did find.
Yeah, never had to worry about it though. What with this being super awesome bootsless seed for both.
Yeah, I assume those are just deeper in GT.
Yeah,
probably. I mean, you get to look longingly at the silver arrow sitting there in the torch. Fortunately, thing that you can do. So. Yeah, or the boots might be in on Laser Bridge, but Andy's not going to do us the favor of checking there. So this gives you a 2-games-to-none lead. So what's the third matchup coming up between your two teams?
It's gonna be Third Wong versus Whaley Words, and it's gonna be open mode. I think it's tonight at like 9 p.m., 10 p.m., something like that.
Nice. So, you know, you'll all be looking for that 3-game sweep. How nice would that be?
That would be really nice after a rather rough start into the season. Like we went like 1-3, I think, in our, or like at least I went 0-2 in my first 2 weeks. That's what I know. My team had like 3 losses in the first 3 weeks already, so we were not feeling all that comfortable about our position. But then we somehow clinched playoffs, and now we're like 1 game away from actually winning our division. So it feels pretty good.
Yeah, all dungeons be sandy though. Who picked this? Did you pick this, or was this Andy's pick?
No, it was Andy's pick. I just vetoed Swordless because I didn't want to play Swordless, and then I played a Swordless seed for an hour anyway.
That's funny though, because I think you're right. Andy probably does have the edge in execution over you, but rando, it doesn't translate to the same amount of edge, right? As if this was like an NMG run.
Yeah, rando's just rando. If you skip more stuff, you're still gonna win. And I skipped a lot of stuff. Like I went pretty aggressive on my skips later in the seed, I think.
So we're actually joined by Andy in the chat. This is where we let the chat know that it was on a delay the whole time. It was not live. Sorry. Welcome, Andy. So you can explain to us what's happening on your screen here.
Everything's normal. You didn't play the game this way as a kid, then you did it wrong. I'm sorry.
Of course, naturally.
Mirroring on a conveyor belt gives Link some super weird acceleration properties, and it lets you do some dumb door shenanigan stuff with Samaria here to just zoom to the top, and it's fantastic. But yeah, the seed was pretty rough.
Yeah.
My early game was
hurt,
like it could not get any worse than it did, pretty much.
See, I thought that when you died on top of Eseth Mountain the first time, but then you died again.
Yep.
On Eseth Mountain, and it actually did get worse.
Yeah. And then I completely forgot that I didn't have enough money for merchant for Strip and Kakariko. So I last location flippers.
So you did have enough money when you went back there to activate the flute. Did you just forget it this time?
Yep, that's exactly what happened. And then I fell behind. Of course, there's no way I don't feel behind after that. So early swamp play gave me hookshot, and I'm like, okay, cool. Hookshot is in Pendant Swamp, only led to Ice Rod for Pendant Turtle Rock. Let's hope that just like all of GT is accessible without hookshot, minus left side stuff. And then I kind of normalized my play, and then last location Samaria. So I was pretty sure it was done at that point. But
yeah, I mean, at a certain point, you just couldn't go to Meyer anymore because you know that Dracarys would have done it already.
Yep, I needed Meyer to just be nothing, and so I put it off for last, hoping that the hookshot would pay off a lot.
If it's any consolation, the plays that you were making at the end were the only way you were winning this race. Doing stuff like checking Ice Tea, checking Pod Big Chest were locations that Dracarys did skip. So if that had been the answer, man, you take the race. But unfortunately, the item was just in the most likely location, and Dracarys kind of crushes you a little bit today.
Yep. That's okay.
But it's not over, right? Pug Trio.
It's
still
not
in it.
over.
You got
Got
more runs.
Game 3 to come, and for you guys, hopefully games 4 and 5. So, Dracarys, hopefully not games 4 and 5. That's how it goes.
What's the next matchup? Like game 3, or technically game 2, or whatever.
The open mode between Weighty and I don't remember the third team. That's who it is. ERD Wong.
Oh, Weighty Words and Pretty Wong. Okay. That'll be a fun matchup.
Yeah, sounds like a good one.
Certainly a more appetizing game mode.
Well, to be fair, this was not a bad all dungeon seed. The ones that I don't like are the ones where you finish GT and you have like 3 pendant dungeons to full clear. This one actually felt pretty good in that sense that you got to everything. You got able to do everything before getting to GT, and it was only Agate Tower that seemed kind of unnecessary at the end.
Yeah, there was that progression in GT, but it was really early, so it felt basically like go moding it. Would have been nicer if you had the boots at literally any point during this 2-hour seed. But whatever.
Yeah, we'll never know where those. They're probably sitting there on Laser Bridge or maybe in the basement. I don't know.
When are we adding boot start to the game mode options? Well, I think that was a fantastic race between you guys. Really appreciate you putting on a show for us today. If you have any final thoughts on this seed, upcoming seeds, your chances in the tournament overall, let us know.
We kind of need Weighty to win his race. For the playoffs, Weighty was the only player on our team involved in any loss, or he was involved in all of the losses, I suppose, during the regular season.
So he's due for points.
So he's gonna pull it together to the
He's due. But yeah, this was like exactly how all dungeons needed to not go between me and Dracarys. But yeah, other than that, GG's see in game 4 probably. Yeah, and I don't know if you guys talked about it, but Dracarys vetoed swordless, which was pretty smart. Although, I played like absolute trash without a sword in this seed, so it might not have mattered even if I did pick swordless.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, we were wondering for a while, because that first sword was awfully late for both of you. Found in different spots, but
yeah, I laughed when my first sword was locked behind Pendant Swamp hookshot. But yeah, it was a relatively fun seed. There was just a lot of stretches of nothing anywhere. But yeah, I don't know if they've scheduled.
Out of the ordinary for.
I don't know if Weighty and Perdwong have scheduled their match yet or not.
Yes, they have. It is Wednesday, so that is what, tomorrow?
Today.
No, today.
it's today.
That's today. Today at 9:10.
Good old quarantine
PM.
schedules.
Yeah.
So you guys can catch that race, the third match between these guys in this series on SpeedGaming 6 at 9:10 Eastern tonight.
It should be a good one.
Drossi and Relkin on comms. There you go. Well, did you have anything to add, Dracarys, before we wrap it up?
No, not really. Just all the pressure's on Purdy Wong for the 3-0 sweep now.
You can't let them go 6-0 in the divisional round of the playoffs. So that should be a good race.
Well, we appreciate you guys. Guys, make sure to follow both Dracarys and Andy, assuming that you're not already following Andy. Which, there's probably 2 or 3 of you still out there.
I guess share 50% of my viewer base with SpeedGaming or something stupid like that.
And also, before we leave, a big thank you to our tracker today, Soulcool 2044. I really appreciate you pushing the buttons behind the scenes.
Yeah, doing the hard work. What we do isn't hard. What the trackers do, that's hard. So.
Yeah, I barely pay attention. I've just been sitting here twiddling my thumbs the whole time.
But also follow my co-com Koi, and definitely let's talk about the schedule upcoming. A lot of races still going on today. On SpeedGaming 5, actually that's probably over by now. We have Last Locationers versus Error, Lin versus Thelane. If they weren't playing all dungeons, I'm going to guess they're done by now. At 4:10, we started Team Kappa versus WJP TVB, Fear Agent versus Willard J. Bradley. That's over on SpeedGaming 2. That's probably well into it. On SpeedGaming 4, also right now, started at 4:10, was Frame Will Give an Interview If We Win versus Opt Get Good, Act the Boker versus Wall Kicks. At 8:10,
It's OP. OP get good.
OP get good. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Sorry, OP. At 8:10, we have Fendrana Drifters versus the Titans Myths. Frostbite versus Edium. I said that right?
Something like that.
At 9:10, we have the aforementioned Pug Trio versus Clown Parade, Woody Words versus PRD Wong. On SpeedGaming 6, at 10:10, we have the Double Dippers versus Seal W, Moogle Charm versus Swerve, and then a whole bunch more coming up tomorrow and various days. Now that we're in the playoffs, whole lot of really good action going on in the Link's Past world, so hope you'll all tune in for all of that.
Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for us. Tracy, it's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, Coy. Love joining you on comms.
And chat, we will see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.